It's been a few months since the last time I talked about Patrise Cullors. As a matter of fact, the last time I talked about it is kind of the reason why I'm going to be talking about it today. But the last time I talked about her was over the summer of last year when it was a controversial thing that came out that she and her partner had purchased this home for like millions of dollars in a place called Topanga, California. I had never heard of Topanga, California. Like I said in this video, I'm gonna say it in here. The only Topanga I'm aware of is Topanga from the show Boy Meets World. Other than that, I didn't know a Topanga, California actually existed. But fast forward to recently, where now apparently she and her partner have transferred millions of dollars from the BLM quote unquote foundation or organization to purchase a mansion in Canada. And I think her partner, whose name is Janaya Khan, and it's crazy, their last names are Khan because, you know, they could easily be put down as con artists. She's from Canada. Remember last year when I was talking about this, they said they had multiple properties. I think they even said they had properties somewhere in the Caribbean. Now you have this multi-million dollar mansion in Canada. And to my knowledge, they're trying to disguise it as they're using it for some kind of outreach program. Let's be real here. They ain't using that thing for no damn outreach. They just trying to, upgrade their life even more with money people donated to this so-called farce. Well, it's not even so-called farce. It is a farce. I should say so-called organization. That's why it kills me when people put BLM in their bios on Twitter, because I'm like, this woman literally is taking money along with her partner and buying mansions away from the same people that they're supposed to be so-called advocating for. To my knowledge, in that Topanga, California, it's not that many black people out there, if there's any at all. I think they some like the only black people that live there, or one of the very small few. And I'm willing to bet this new mansion they're purchasing in Canada is probably not a lot of black people there either, or anywhere else they have purchased property. So they're doing their best to get away from the same people they're supposed to be helping or quote unquote marching for. When's the last time Patrise even went to a march? That's what I'd like to know. It seems like now the more time she's popping up, it's about her purchasing some new property. But I'm going to go ahead and read this article that was posted on January 31st, 2022. Janaya Khan is a well-known Canadian activist who graduated from New York University with a bachelor's degree in English language and literature. She is currently the program director for Color of Change in Los Angeles, as well as the speaker for Kepler Speakers Bureau. Khan is a co-founder of Black Lives Matter Toronto and an international ambassador for the Black Lives Matter Network. Now they're talking about her, the partner. After meeting Patrise Cullors in June 2015, they both got married in the spring of 2016. Cullors is the co-founder of the Black Lives Matter movement. In 2016, Toronto Life named Khan as one of Toronto's most influential. She is characterized as a black, queer, gender non-conforming activist, staunch Afrofuturist, and social justice educator who presents an enlightening point of view on police brutality and systemic racism, according to the speaker's website. According to a source, Black Lives Matter shifted millions of money to a Canadian millions of dollars to a Canadian organization headed by Khan, which was used to purchase a $6.3 million Toronto estate for an arts center. The news of the money transfer to the Canadian group has raised more questions about transparency and accountability within Black Lives Matter. Now, if you remember them mentioning that part, there was questions talking about whether or not this can we see the finances behind this organization? Like, what do they pay in taxes? Do they even pay taxes? Because the way they're funneling this money is crazy. Because I believe the home that was purchased in Topanga, California was not even close to this mansion that they purchased. It was in the millions, I do remember that. But this one eclipses that. I think that this is probably more than double than how much the home they paid for in California. Now you put You just transfer $6.3 million for this mansion that you claim is an art center? Are you kidding me? Does anybody out there listening to the sound of my voice really believe they dropped $6.3 million on a mansion and are naming it an art center? If you believe that, I have a bridge to sell you on the Chesapeake Bay for free. But I'm glad people are actually questioning this money. The news of the money transfer to the Canadian, I already read that part, coming just days after auditors recommended an investigation into the handling of BLM's $60 million war chest, and less than a year after Patrise Cullors was forced to resign over her own real estate empire. In July 2021, BLM Canada revealed that it had recently purchased a 3-story Victorian home in Toronto's Baldwin Village neighborhood near the downtown. Previously, the Communist Party's headquarters was housed in this majestic red brick building. The New York Post reported on Saturday that the money to buy the house originated from Black Lives Matter and that it was transferred from the global network to M4BJ, a Toronto-based nonprofit founded by Janaya Khan and other Canadian activists. Cullors resigned as executive director of the Black Lives Matter Global Network in May 2021 when her $3.2 million real estate business came under examination. It's unclear if the funds were transferred from BLMGN to M4BJ before or after Patrise stepped down, or why they went to M4BJ rather than BLM's Canadian subsidiary. In the summer, Sandy Hudson, a co-founder of BLM Canada, told CBC News that the facility was critical to their work. Having a space like this has a level of permanence that is large, that allows for different types of organizations to come together and create community, she continued. It's going to be a really, really big shift for Black Canada and Black Toronto. Charity auditors voiced concern last week over the management of Black Lives Matter $60 million in donation after it was revealed that persons named to lead the organization never showed up, and no one could tell who was in charge of the funds. The charity's most recent tax filing, dated 2019, lists a location in Los Angeles that does not exist, and the 2 surviving BLM directors identified by the Washington Examiner were unable to assist, with one even removing BLM references from his social media after the paper approached him. They have yet to file its necessary 2020 return, a Form 990, which might result in a fine from the IRS. However, the revelation of the center's funding comes at a difficult moment for BLM. In response to your request for a copy of Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation 2020 Form 990, we wish to inform you that at this time we do not maintain a permanent office. An unnamed BLM representative informed the Daily via email. If that doesn't sound like one giant red flag, I don't know what is. That last section that I wrote that took about a good maybe 2 minutes to read, that is so suspect. I mean, that 990 form, the IRS tax, them saying that they don't have it. Like, y'all can donate to them all you want. I'm glad I never gave them a hard-earned dime of my money, and they still won't get it. As far as I'm concerned, Patrise and her partner and anyone else that they are attached to are a bunch of crooks, thieves, and con artists. And the fact that her and her partner are still roaming around like it's nothing and buying all this property when it's clear that there's something really going on in the background that's kind of coming to the foreground is an issue. Because remember with the whole real estate thing, shortly after she got that home. But I'm surprised that they didn't mention that in this article. But I remember that. She bought that home and made sure she got away from as many Negroes as she possibly could. Her and her partner were the only Black people in that neighborhood, as far as I know. And it looks like they're going to be the only ones in this new neighborhood, as far as I know. What do you need with a $6.3 million mansion and calling it an arts center? Now people are going to have an even bigger microscope over them to watch every move that they make, and I hope they keep that microscope close and honed in on them. Now, if anyone thinks anyone needs to be investigated, it's her and her partner. So we went from BLM fighting, in the beginning, fighting for the rights and, the injustices of Black people and Black bodies on the floor, on the ground, to them wanting to be anti-black nuclear family, to them being pro academy, to them being pro get to the bag. As far as I'm concerned, that's what I'm getting from this. Not only would I not donate anything to this cause or to this organization or to this so-called movement, but you would not see me out there marching. And it's not me coming from a place of malice because of what's going on and, you know, the people losing their lives unjustly, but there's other ways you can go about it. And knowing all of this, people, first off, not enough people know that this is going on. It's not enough people out there knowing this is going on. Some people don't even know who this woman is. But y'all are just blindly donating to her in this organization. And she's eating off of it, her and her partner. But y'all can continue being willing participants to their so-called cause if you want to, but you ain't gonna get me. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. If you are new, make sure you hit that bell and have the notification set to all so you can get every single notification whenever I upload a new video or go live. And I will talk to you in the next one.